Fake it till you make it. And that's what we do every single day. Hey guys, we are covering Facebook versus Google Ads today. So what I'm going to cover as far as the differences between the two, what audience they both target, the cost between the two, and or at least how they do their billing. And I'm going to give my recommendation on which platform I prefer. So let's jump right in, because targeting is a pretty detailed subject here, and there's some big differences. So Google Ads, let's start there. It can be, text-based ad. Of course, it's, anytime you type in a keyword, it's the 4 ads that show up at the top that say sponsored. But they are normally text-based ads. However, you can do graphic ads. But you literally type in a string or keywords that you want to show ads for your ads for, and you put in a location, a qualifier location to narrow it down a little bit, and that's pretty much the targeting that you do on Google Ads. So you could say, hey, 20-mile radius around Cincinnati, I want to target Cincinnati roofing companies, if you're a roofer. And there you go, you're off and running. So you will your ad will show up anytime somebody types in Cincinnati roofing company or a similar keyword. So that, the highlights there that I would point out is somebody is looking for a roofer at that exact time. It's pretty effective, as you know. Google Ads is, I don't even know how much money the company's worth, but they're making a lot of money. So let's jump over into Facebook, a completely different targeting strategy. It is graphic based, so they actually do not like a lot of text being in your ads. So it is graphic based, and the targeting, you can still choose your target audience. So let's say you could choose a demographic, an age demographic, a location. You can even put in like buying habits or habits that they have on Facebook. It can get pretty crazy, the criteria that you can put in to target people. And I'm going to jump into the big differences that makes there. So let's go back to the roofer example, and let's say that they wanted to run ads on Facebook. What I would start off with, some basic criteria, of course, like demographic. 18-year-olds probably don't own houses. So you may want to target a demographic of, let's say, 30, 35 and up. And then, of course, location. You can put in a location qualifier. You could put in house value. So, possibly, let's say, $250,000 or more. I wish you could do, I haven't double checked this, but I don't think that you could do like home age. That would be really neat to see, homes that are 15 years or older, but I don't think you can do that. But there are other qualifiers out there that you can narrow down your audience from there. You can actually have so many qualifiers in there that your target audience is too small and you're not even going to meet your budget that you have set. So keep that in mind. So the downside there, in my opinion, to Facebook is, let's say you choose those 3 or 4 basic criteria that I put in there. You may show your ad to 100 or 200 people, and only 1 or 2 of those people may be looking for a roof. Whereas with Google Ads, if 100 people are typing in that search in Google, most of those people are looking for a roofing company in Cincinnati, and they're more than likely ready to either get a quote or make a decision. Whereas Facebook, you're just showing your ad to people who may be interested in your product or service. They don't necessarily need a roofer right now, but they might, a year down the road or 2 years down the road. So keep that in mind. Of course, what that means is Facebook is more brand awareness. The more people that see your ad, the more comfortable they are with your name. And when that time comes, hopefully it's a little bit easier for them to make a decision with your company. So now I want to give another example with Facebook, because I think that when you get like if you have the opportunity to get very detailed with your targeting on Facebook, then you can actually target people who are in the market to make a decision. So an example of that would be like a loan provider, or that wants to target people who are buying newer used cars. So you can actually like put criteria into Facebook, like that they're interested in a new or used car, and the way Facebook actually qualifies this, is at least from what I believe, is if you've been to like cars.com, or you've been to AutoTrader, or you've been to the major brand websites for cars out there. Of course, they're tracking that, and they may say that may qualify you to, you're in the market for either a new or used car. And so then the loan provider can, put that in as a criteria. And that's, a lot of those people that you're hitting with those ads are more than likely in the market for a new or used car. So it can be very beneficial there. And it can almost be as effective as Google Ads at that point. So that kind of leads me into my next point. Let's talk about costs between the two. They each do their billing a little bit differently. So Google Ads, you pay per click. As soon as somebody clicks on your ads, you are charged a certain fee, and that fee is determined by how many competitors are in the market. So in our industry with Cincinnati Web Design, keywords can go anywhere from $20 to $40, $50 per click. A lot. That's a lot. But in most industries, I'd say they're down below $5 per click, maybe $2 or $3 per click. Now you jump into Facebook, and it's a whole different type of billing. It's actually per impression. So they actually set a fee, and I believe this is based on competition, but it's, let's say, anywhere from less than a cent per impression to 1 or 2 cents per impression. And of course, you can derive a cost per click to kind of compare apples to apples to Google Ads, and we've done that many of times. And it actually, in my opinion, most of the time Facebook is cheaper than per click than Google Ads. However, I still feel like Google Ads gives you more qualified leads than Facebook would, for example. But again, that depends per industry. I have some, campaigns on Facebook who are absolutely crushing it, way better than they do on Google Ads. And of course, I have the opposite true as well, crushing it on Google Ads, and Facebook just never really took off. So I think it is different per industry. And of course, it comes down to that targeting. But in general, I would say Facebook is a little bit cheaper than Google. And I think that's because Google is more effective than Facebook in general. Again, there are exceptions to that, but I think in general, Google Ads is more effective than Facebook. So my recommendations between the two, I always typically recommend, if you're just getting started on advertising, to definitely look at Google Ads first. And that's just because people are looking for your product or service right now, right then, and they're clicking your ad. Whereas I do feel like Facebook has the brand awareness built in. So I almost say, let's start with Google Ads first, then let's jump into the Facebook, advertising and work on some brand awareness and, building, your name and getting your name out there. So, with that being said, I think that kind of wraps it up, comes full circle there. The three, major, I think maybe two major points. The one's really big though with targeting, but, I think those, are the major differences between the two platforms, and that's typically what we tell our clients. So with that being said, if you guys have any questions, just shoot us an email or, reach out to us and let us know. We can, we love talking about this stuff. So keep it pretty short today, and we'll talk to you guys soon. Thanks. See you.